Welcome back to another episode. I am Sticks. This is my best friend and co-host D-Lo, and we are Too Complex. We got some good topics for you today, as well as some controversial ones. Before we get into it, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. 95% of y'all are not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Get us to that goal of 600. And also hit that notification bell so you miss none of these bangers that we drop every single week. D-Lo, what's good with you, my boy?
What's good, my boy? What's going on with you? Man, how you doing on this good morning?
Man, I said, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
Pronounced every letter in the words.
Proper. Proper.
Hello, proper, man. How are you? That's what's good, man. This week been cool, man.
I'm the lighter one of the group, so people already
in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a couple of
but
different
what Drake
ways,
say? Yeah, I'm light skinned, but I'm still a
yeah. Nah, man.
Anyway.
How was your week, my G? How was everything with you this week, bro?
Man, the week was good, man. Spring is here. The pollen is out. I don't have any allergies, but do you have allergies?
I do. I do have seasonal allergies.
Okay. Is it pollen and stuff very bad over there?
Not really. It's this stuff called it looked like it's basically pollen, but it looked like whenever it come off them trees, it looked like snow. Like it's called damn, I forget the name of it, but I'll probably think of it later, and it won't even matter in the conversation. But yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. Well, the pollen is bad here, right?
Very.
And like I said, I don't have allergies, but my family does. And it's crazy. Like it's everybody in the house sneezing, puffy eyes. It's like, well, dang, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. But I mean, spring is here. Everything's changing. Stuff is, trees are starting to grow. Sky's been blue. Raining last couple of days, but I mean, that's just spring in North Carolina. It's either really beautiful and hot one day, or it's really cold and raining the next day, or it's just really, it's just bipolar, whatever. But other than that, last week was good. I do want to say happy early birthday to you, my boy.
I knew you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Happy birthday to you, my dog. Putting more seasoning on the steak this week, ain't you? What you got planned for it, bro?
Is crazy. Nothing crazy, man. Just
yeah.
Look, man.
Well, what's the new way they say it now? They say
no Diddy. No Diddy.
Nah,
they say no Diddy now.
Getting into
you ain't heard no Diddy?
I've heard it, but I ain't getting into that yet.
Listen, man, that boy Diddy be out there going. But anyway, no Diddy. Yeah. But I ain't got nothing crazy planned, man. Just me and Sam. Probably just gonna kick it, chill out for the weekend, like we always do. Her spring break is actually the week after my birthday, so it's the first week of April. It's her spring break, so
that's when ours is. Yeah.
Oh, where? Well, shit. My lady said that her kids already had spring break. They had it like 2 weeks ago or last week.
That's why I looked at you like you was crazy when you said it on the podcast. I was like, what? Anyway, they also get out earlier too.
Oh, do they? Okay, that's a bet. Mm-hmm. So now we not doing nothing stupid. It's just like probably just gonna go out to eat, probably catch a movie or something like that. I don't know if that new King Kong and Godzilla movie out, but I did want to see that. I haven't been following crazy the King Kong and the Godzilla like series throughout the years. It's been going on since we were kids, but before we was kids. But I didn't realize
that type of stuff. I didn't know that. That's new to me.
It really just depends on like the plot, because I've only seen like one or two King Kong movies, if I'm being completely honest. But since
I ain't seen none of the King Kong movies, not the classic, not the remake, none of them. I'm not into that type of stuff.
I've only seen a couple, but see the plot twist this time is that Godzilla and King Kong has always been at odds. Like they've been against each other, but now they own the same
Right.
team fighting against some other entity. I'm like, what the fuck is this entity? They ain't showing us what it is in the preview, so I want to see what it is. So I'm about to like, let me go check it out. Probably some kind of robot AI, something. It's probably AI. Oh, you bullshitting. Probably AI. But but now I ain't got nothing crazy planned. Just gonna kick it with Sam like I always do, man. I mean, it's it's getting to them years where it's like it's another year around the sun, bro. So it is what it is. I ain't really got nothing.
Well, I wanted to make sure I said happy birthday. Being the fact that we'll probably be absent the next week or two. But yeah, I'm not. It's surprising, knowing you for damn near 2.5 decades. That's one thing I didn't know, that you're into those type of movies. So you like sci-fi and stuff too?
No, I'm not even really sci-fi like that. Like the only real sci-fi movies that I've ever watched is like Alien and like Fifth Element, stuff like that. But I ain't really into sci-fi. If I'm into a movie, it's either gonna be comedy, it's gonna be horror, and then action.
Nah. You had me with the
You had me with the comedy. You had me at comedy.
I'm with action. You said horror now.
Nah. Yeah, it's gonna be those three. No. I'm gonna pick a comedy movie first, and then if I see a good horror, I'm gonna check it out. Cause people call me like a sociopath, dog. Cause it's like I laugh at horror movies. Cause that's I think we talked about this on the podcast before. If you've been watching for a while, scary movies don't scare me. Cause the number one, they're predictable, and the number two, they're actually funny. Like I'd be laughing, like people be in here jumping. I'd be like, "You scared me by you being scared." What the hell? I'm in here laughing at them, like because something about to happen. Yep, it happened. Okay, all right. Yeah. It's just but I don't get scared by that shit. Yeah, ain't nothing really going on though.
I got you. Man. Well, yeah, I wanted to make sure I said happy birthday to you, man.
I appreciate you, brother. Don't worry about it. Yours 3 months away.
Is
it? So I'll make sure that I keep that on the radar for the pod as well, my brother.
Yeah. Well, listen here, man. Jermaine Lamar Cole, J.Cole, Jermaine.
Oh, you heard?
You were on the clock.
Listen.
Yeah, you heard it?
Yes,
you heard
bro.
It?
I heard it, bro. And I was going to bring it up. It's called Light. I was going to bring it up, but go ahead. Do your thing. Go ahead. Do your thing. We're going to talk.
No, you on the clock, bro. Listen, I'm usually one of the more peaceful ones. Why can't we all just get along? Rodney Kinging it up. And I'm still that way. That's still me. But bro, Bo, I'm gonna put that fib or that 2-6 thing on, so you know.
Come on,
Bo, you on the clock. I mean, I know you. I don't know if you still friends with Kendrick Lamar. It was really that verse on Like That was mainly at Drake. We all know that, but Cole caught some strays in there, and the way he been rapping lately, talking about Cole, he been baiting somebody to come at him.
Low key.
So somebody came at you secondhand, but they came at you. Time for you to get busy, bro.
Man, he definitely caught some strays. Like, cause I was listening to it and I was like, this is definitely about Drake. Cause Drake and Kendrick had some spats back and forth throughout the years. And you know what I'm saying, who's number one, who number two, yada, yada, yada. And then cause Cole coming up, he won't as hot as Drake and Kendrick. But now Cole done, you know what I'm saying, done marked his territory in the game. And now it's just like, but see, that's the thing though. See, you already know that Cole ain't really that type of rapper though. Like he'll go at you like you said. Let me continue. Let me continue.
What you mean he not that type of rapper?
Because he definitely said if I kill a rapper, it's gonna be legit type shit. Now, if he come out and actually do a diss track, I will honestly be surprised because Cole knows that it's him, Drake, and Kendrick that's at the top of the game right now. Cole ain't said nothing bad about Kendrick, but like you said, it ain't that we know of in any rap that we have about that we know about Cole, and he talking about Kendrick and who's top of the game. He's always giving Kendrick props. I have never heard him say anything bad about Kendrick. That's why we saying right now that it's he catching strays, because we both know that Cole ain't never said shit bad about K.Dot. So it's like,
So
why do you think he
the
would come out and say and make a diss track about K.Dot whenever K.Dot, yeah, he was talking shit, first person shooter, hope you got the stick, da 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 da. You know, it's a tight shit, but it's like, nigga, no,
yeah,
he
this
not
is
talking
my
about
thing.
he not talking about Cole though. You feel me? Like he is, but he ain't. Like
I don't know. I think he was no, he definitely was talking to Cole on a couple of those lines. The
for
one that
sure,
had me thinking, was the sneak dissing on first person shooter line, right?
for sure,
And
yeah.
so I had to like really digest that. I'm like, okay, they were sneak dissing. And so that naturally made me go back and listen to first person shooter.
For sure,
And see, I got the Muhammad Ali shirt on.
for sure.
My boy said, we the big three, like we started a league, but right now I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali. Cole said that, right? So he's saying, yeah, we the big three, but I'm that guy. I'm that one right now. I'm the GOAT, right? Muhammad Ali back there for the individuals that's listening. I got a Muhammad Ali poster behind me. But also in that same verse that Cole spit on first person shooter, he said, everybody's steppers. Well, fuck it. I'm about to clear out my plate. Now, what was Kendrick's last album called? Miss Morale and the Big Steppers. So was that a sneak diss? You know what I'm saying?
It could have been. I mean,
I'm
when you break down the bars, yeah.
I'm also not trying to. I'm not trying to be like Cole said and dissecting his verse and put him in beefs or nothing like that. I ain't trying to do that. But when you got somebody taking shots like this, and let's be honest, it was a slight shot. Like it was a sneak. It was a good jab. It was a good wake up. It reminded me of you watch Power.
I watched a little bit of it. I watched like the first 4 or 5 seasons, then I kind of tailed off. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you didn't watch the last season?
No.
Okay, well,
but what did it remind you of? I could probably give it.
It reminded me of when Tyreek set up Ghost's lawyer to be killed by Tommy.
I think I did. And did I see that?
No, and Ghost came in the next day and was like, "Wake up, little sleepy time is over." That's what it reminded me. Like this verse reminded me of that. Like Kendrick's like, "All right, I've been gone for a little bit. I'm back now. What's up? Everybody wake up." You know what I mean? And I respect Kendrick. Kendrick's not my favorite artist. Cole is my favorite artist. But I can understand why they say that they are the big three, because Drake is probably the best entertainer of
He's the biggest
three.
entertainer right now as far as rap goes, yeah.
Right. And Kendrick is probably the best artist. To me, Cole is the best lyricist.
I see where you went there, because I was gonna say, because I was putting lyrics with artists, but I see why you separate the two on that. Okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But so I mean, when you break down the bars, man, I mean, I guess that Steppers line, you know what I'm saying, in first person shooter could be a little bit of a sneak diss, but for as long, the motherfuckers even almost had a fucking album together back in 2015. They was thinking about doing an album together. Hence why we got the Two-Face logo right now, because we kind of took that from Cole and Kendrick. But it's like, me personally, you say Cole on the clock. If we want to keep the free
on the clock.
If we want to keep the competition and bring that fire back in the rap game, because we both think the rap game right now is cheats. So if they want to bring that competition, that's what we need. We need that kind of competition back in the game now, because we ain't had nothing like this really since Drake and Meek Mill.
Right.
For real. So that's the last, and that was back in what? That was back in like 2014, 2015, right? Or was that longer than that?
16.
15, 16?
Looking for revenge. All summer 16.
All summer 16, yeah. And then Back to Back came out. Yeah, you're right. So, so look, man, I mean, I want him to, just to bring that competition, that fire back to the rap game. But me personally, I don't think J. Cole gonna do it. I
bro.
don't think he is.
We
I
want
don't think
him
he
to
gonna do
because
it.
he
But
from
we want him
Fayetteville.
to
We
though.
don't take
That's
this type of stuff.
because he from the
We don't
crib.
take this type of stuff.
You can't come to the
Like,
you can't come
just
to
say
the
whatever.
2-6 and act like you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you can't do that,
You
cuz.
can't
Like
just
this is
you can't
where you think they
just
got
say
the
whatever.
where you think they got the term get murked from? Go ahead and murk that fool, Jay. You feel me?
You
Like,
know
come
what I mean?
on, bro. Like you from the murk, we
Come
from
on,
the
bro. Yeah,
crib.
put a
Come on,
2-6 on
bro.
it. Put a
And you
2-6
feel
on it.
me?
Yeah.
You feel me? But
I mean, that's why we want him
man.
to. I mean, but not even that, right? And you're right. He probably will not give much energy directly to a diss track. He'll probably address it in a song on his album, whatever. Or maybe he will give us a diss track. But for me though, if he's in the type of pocket that he's in right now, where pretty much everything he puts out is not like a radio banger, but it's something that people like, ooh, his lyrics is just, ooh, I see what, you know what I'm saying? I see where he's going. And you, like I say, you baiting people to really come at you, then this is your, another thing. A little slight line that Kendrick said in this like that verse is, he said, what do you say? It's he trying to what the fuck did he say? I gotta look it up now. Something about being a problem.
Oh, he said,
Let me look at it.
he said, I mean, I hope them sentiments symbolic. My temperament bipolar, I chose violence.
Yeah, nah, but he said something about somebody being a problem. Now he gonna have to prove it. Something of the sort. I gotta look it up.
I got it pulled up. I got the lyrics pulled up right here. Hold on.
Yeah, look that up.
Let me see.
But anyway, yeah, that line right there is like, okay, he Kendrick is addressing that Cole is doing his thing to me.
He said, okay, let's get it. It's time for him to prove that he's a problem. Niggas clicking up, but cannot be legit. Yes. No 40 water. Yeah.
Oh, that joke was the awe was killing me, man. Because he's to me, I was thinking, it's like, oh, they clicking up, that's so cute.
Yeah. He said niggas clicking up, but cannot be no jit, no 40 water. But he said it's time for him to prove that he's a problem.
Yeah, so to me, that's Kendrick addressing the fact that, okay, yeah, we know J.Cole doing this thing. Everybody talking about J.Cole, the best rapper right now, best rapper of the year last year, right? So it's time for him to really prove it. Like, okay, listen, you want to talk about this? You baiting people to come at you? I'm coming at you. What's up? You know.
But you think he was talking about Cole? You think he was talking about Cole?
I think he was talking about Cole. And again, I could be wrong. Okay. I'm no damn.
Me neither. We not no savants or nothing like that to where we can sit down and break down lyrics. But whenever I heard that line, I thought he was talking about himself. But K.Dot has already went crazy on the Control verse and called out everybody in the motherfucking industry about 4-5 years back. So he's not talking about himself. So he got to be talking about Cole. So I like what you did there.
Right.
I like what you did there. But
yeah,
man,
the thing about this though, for real, is Cole has, for the majority of his career, always compared himself to Nas.
For sure.
This could be your Nas Ether moment, bro.
This could
like everybody acknowledges Jay-Z for the most part as probably the best rapper of all time, if not all time, definitely of that era of rap.
Yeah, right? For sure.
But when it comes to the battle, Nas pretty much gave him a knockout blow with Ether. Now, I mean, Jay-Z did come back with Super Ugly, and it was a good takeover. No, takeover was what started.
The takeover was what
started.
The takeover was what
Super
started.
Ugly is what he came back with, right? And it wasn't Ether for sure, but it wasn't. He didn't completely. What I'm saying is,
he didn't completely eviscerate Nas.
Nas didn't. Well, what I'm saying is Nas didn't completely knock out Jay-Z. Like, people respected the comeback that he came with. So it was a sport, right? It was a sport of it, because now you know they still kind of subtly jab at each other here and there, Nas and Jay-Z. But for the most part, they're acknowledged like they're a unit, not a unit, but they're friends now.
They're friends now.
This could be Cole's Ether moment that will forever etch him as one of the greatest artists, specifically of this generation.
I agree, man. But see, if you look back at a lot of different people who like rape music and talking about like battles and diss tracks and going all the way back to Ice Cube, No Vaseline and Hit 'Em Up, motherfuckers will tell you that Ether was that one. Like Ether, it ain't, of course it ain't Eviscerate Jay. Like after that, he still had albums, he still was doing his thing, he still, you know what I'm saying? But like people will say like, yeah, Nas won that battle. Easily won that battle.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I agree with D-Lo though. Like if we really talk about like the competition in rap, like this is J. Cole's like Ether moment. Like you said, you got them Nas raps taped up to your wall, bro. Pull Ether down real quick. Take a note and go crazy.
Right.
But I just don't think he gonna do it, bro. I mean, we want him to because we from the crib and the friendly competition of rap, but I just don't think Jay gonna do it. I don't think Cole gonna do it, bro. I just don't think. I want. Trust me, if he do it, I'm gonna be right there listening. But, bruh, I don't think Cole gonna do it. I don't think Jermaine gonna do it. Jermaine, if you see this, I want you to. I just don't think it's in your spirit, because you respect K.Dot. I think that you just catching strays. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you respect K.Dot, you know what I'm saying? In a sense, I think he gonna come out with something like a Let Nas Down kind of song. I don't think it's gonna be anything that he going really crazy at K.Dot, but he gonna be like, yo, this just is a misunderstanding, bro. Like on some real shit, like I thought we was homies.
He needs something.
You feel me?
He needs something further expanded on that TKO beat. I don't know if you heard it. Remix, I should say, not beat. I don't know if you heard it, but he was so after the Control verse that Kendrick
that K.Dot put out,
Cole on TKO, it was a song with Justin Timberlake and
I remember that.
He was talking about it wasn't like he was talking about that Control beat, how everybody want him to respond and talking about he got to do something. He need to expand. He need to go a little bit further than that. You know what I mean? So,
hey, D-Lo, I ain't gonna lie. You might be about to push up some beef in this motherfucker. Because if anybody see this,
I ain't trying.
You give it ideas. You give it ideas. You telling him he gotta come because he from the 2-6. He from the Ville. He gotta come for the crib. You feel me?
He gotta say something, man. I mean, he at least has to say. He at least has to say something. It don't have to be a complete diss, but he at least gotta say, "Listen, bro. Listen. We boys. I understand you and Drake had this little Cold War. I made a song with him. I'm on tour with him. But
this ain't what you want.
You ain't had to mention my name.
This ain't what you want. Why you do that?
You ain't had to mention my name. Yeah. You know what I mean? But K.Dot definitely woke up the hip hop game, something that we
definitely did
looking forward to or missing in the hip hop game. As long as it stays on wax, and we don't think these individuals will take it off of wax and actually get physical.
Not at all.
It's the fans that do this. It's the fans that take it further than it needs to go. And we know like it's divided right now. A lot of people on K.Dot's side, a lot of people riding with Cole. I respect both of them, but I'm riding with Cole. You know what I mean? That's why I say he got to respond. You cannot let this slide, bro. You can't let it slide.
You right, D-Lo. I just don't think he gonna do it, bro. I just don't think it ain't gonna be Jermaine, what we expect.
Jermaine, I'm looking right in the camera, bro. My light-skinned brother. That's another reason why he got to. He can't let this slide.
My light-skinned brother.
You can't let these dark-skinned dudes, and I'm not a colorist, but you can't let these dark-skinned dudes come this and do this to us, man. You with Drake too? The ultimate light-skinned
light-skinned
boys better respond. We know Drake gonna say something. We know Drake is gonna say something.
He is. He for sure.
We know Drake is gonna say something. It might not be a direct shot.
He's gonna be subliminal.
It might not be a direct shot, just like K.Dot's, but I don't know. We know Drake. When he get in his feelings, as K.Dot said in the cipher. We know he get his feelings. He start to feel himself, and he start to. Yeah, he started throwing directs.
He's going off the cuff.
Yeah, he started throwing directs. So we know Drake is probably going to say something, more than likely. What we don't know, the wild card in this is
Cole.
It's Cole.
Jermaine,
and you got to say something, bro. You got to get in this. If we talk about the big three, and these two going at it, you got to go. You got to come. You got to. You got to
If you
bring.
feel like
Put your
Muhammad
cards
Ali,
on the table, bro.
if you feel like Muhammad Ali, put your gloves on, cuz.
You got to jab him.
If
You got to
feel like
jab him. Muhammad Ali had that crazy jab.
He had that crazy jab.
Yeah.
You got to put the sweet feet. You got to goddamn go crazy,
You know what I mean?
man. Because
no rope
they
a
throwing
dope.
shots. No rope a dope.
No rope a dope.
Hell
Yeah.
no.
But I mean, yeah, this is definitely what we the energy is what we need. You know what I mean? And the beat. Oh man, the beat was crazy.
The beat was crazy. You know what's crazy though?
The beat was crazy.
Rashad, the op, he sent me the song, right? And he was like, yo, like, what's good with this? And I was like, yeah, we probably gonna talk about that on the show. But when the song first came on, I was like, what the fuck is, honestly, it pissed me off. Cause I'm at that age now where a whole lot of loud shit makes me mad.
Oh yeah. You recognize the beat though, right?
Yes, I do recognize the beat. I do, kind of.
Okay.
Go ahead. What
so
was it?
That was the beat. Okay, let's do a little history lesson. I didn't know about the original, but I remember the beat Wayne went crazy on in the Drought 3. It's called I Can't Feel My Face.
Yes.
The original beat is a part of I don't know if it's a diss track or not, but it's from a 80s group. It's Old Roadie and somebody else, but the name of it is called Nobody's Dissing Me. But then also in the beat, it's like a history lesson. When you start looking at stuff, it's a history lesson. Also in the beat, it's the da da dee da 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 dee. Remember Riding Spinners? That was a part of that beat, right?
Yeah.
But the original sound came from Eazy-E and the girl name I forgot, but it was Eazy's.
Yeah.
It was Eazy-E.
Michelet.
Yes, Michelet.
Yeah.
Yes, my boy. You got me covered.
Sir.
Yeah, Michelet. Yeah. So it's like he mashed those two old school beats together that you and I would recognize as part of our era of music, golden era of music. He mashed those together and came up with that beat was crazy, bro.
The beat
put a little trap crazy.
On it. Facts, because I was like, damn. When that shit first came out, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this loud ass shit in my ear, dog? Like I was like, because I was listening to it yesterday. I was already working, annoyed, low key. Not gonna lie. If manager, if you see this, I know you watch the show. Don't But I was, and then the song came on, and it was loud. I was
he watched the show. What's up? What's up, manager? How you doing?
What's going on? I ain't gonna call your name out, but yeah. What's going on with you? But it was just loud, and I was already annoyed, and it was like the. I was like, God damn it! I was like, but whenever I got past that, I was like, okay, shit, rocking. You know what I'm saying? And I started hearing K.Dot. I was like, oh shit! I was like, I got to listen. I was like, he got the shank out a little bit, low key, like okay. So yeah, I know
we going on about this. But this is Kendrick. This is also why Jermaine has to respond. And again, it don't have to be anything crazy. Just say something. But Kendrick's verse was so impactful and so dominant that I think Future was trying to get off some stuff about Drake, and like that went unnoticed.
You think so?
Yes. Yes. Again, I can't pull the lyrics up, but. You got the lyrics right. Read the last.
I had them up. I'm about to pull it back up.
Read the last couple of lines from Future right before he goes into the chorus or the.
He said, "All these pointers on me, baby. You know it's game time. Bring your friend, bitch." Oh no, that's not the same. That's not it. But it is it. That is the last one.
Before Kendrick's verse.
Oh, you talking about that's the chorus? Okay.
There.
He said, okay, baby. He
What'd
said, bring your friend, bitch, we fucked them at the same time. I'm a different nigga. No, we not the same kind. You can have it that little if she ain't mine.
Bam. All right. So apparently, Drake and Future, again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, internet. So y'all correct me, do what you do. Apparently, Drake and Future fell out because of a female.
Didn't know that.
I didn't either till Instagram told me. Or implied it, I should say. So I think that's why.
No, go ahead. Yeah. I'm listening.
I think that's why Kendrick's verse is so
Okay.
impactful.
So I'm reading a
And
little bit more up into Future's verse, right? It says, "You know these hoes hungry, they gonna fuck for a name. I put her on
mhm,
the game. She get fucked for a chain. Got your girl in
mm,
this bitch. She twirling on the D. I got syrup in this bit. Turn up in this bit." Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe he is talking about Shorty. I don't know. I see.
I think
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know a whole lot about because I listened to Future. We kind of grew up on Future. When we was in college, he was turned up. So Tony Montana. That he
Mhm.
was popping. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't really listening to a lot of music. One of my exes did. She was huge on Future, so I always heard it all the time. But
Yeah.
I was more on K.Dot because you know what I'm saying. Good
Right.
Kid, Mad City was a classic. So I listened
Right.
to more of him, and I can understand what he talking about more so because I relate a little bit more than I relate to Future. But maybe he is. I don't know. But that K.Dot was out there moving.
Yeah.
He was out there moving silly, boy. He was out there moving
Yeah.
silly,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
was like, ain't no
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cole, if this get to you, bro, if you end up seeing your boys from the 2-6 talking about this right now,
Mhm.
you gotta keep the competition. You gotta say something, cuz. You gotta say something.
Yeah.
And the shout out my boy D-Lo, man. You gotta win for the light skinned niggas. Cause right now,
Yeah, bro, you got to do it. You got to
you know
do
what
it,
I'm
man.
saying?
You know what I'm saying? You got to
That
do
brown
it.
skin motherfucker put on, so you gotta come put
You
on
got to
too,
do
cuz
it.
I ain't gonna lie
You know what
to
I
you. You
mean?
gotta do something. Gotta do something.
If you Muhammad Ali, then you got to treat K.Dot like he Joe Lewis. Get him up out of here, bro.
Go
Get
with
him
it.
up out of here, bro. You know
Get
what I
him up
mean?
out of here, cuz.
You know, and again, after this, we can go back to being peaceful, kumbaya.
Mm-hmm. What gang say? What
And
gang say in the song? Ale Boombaye. We gonna have to just we could
yeah, yeah,
kumbaya,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
brother.
yeah. It's you.
The Shohei. All right, bet. I thought you was going to introduce the Shohei. But anyway, Shohei Ohtani, right?
Yep.
His we got a lot of gambling going on, and gambling has been crazy for a long time now. Honestly, gambling has always been an addiction. It's been going on in casinos, but here recently, you can find bookies. You can do different uh, daily fantasy and gambling and things of that nature. But Shohei Ohtani had an interpreter who apparently was stealing money from him and
Mm-hmm.
tried to make it seem like that Shohei was helping a friend who has been around him for a while now, since he's been in the States. So D-Lo, how do you feel about this happening? Like the number one, the effect of gambling that's going on right now, especially we've been talking about gambling and things like that in football and baseball and things going on internally. But how do you feel about everybody, this interpreter having these gambling debts and using Shohei Ohtani to pay him off for him?
So first off, now I don't know if we can completely pin it on the interpreter because the MLB has opened an
Truth.
investigation on the interpreter as well as Shohei. But what have I been saying about sports gambling and all this gambling stuff? Let them, and with athletes, let them gamble when they retire, right?
Truth.
And because it takes away if they retire. I mean, if they, wow, I can't talk today. If they are gambling, especially if they're able to gamble on their respective sport, takes away the integrity of the game because now their reach with other players is like they're within the reach. Like they can say, yo, they can influence other players, and we all know. I've never been a professional player. Sticks, you were in the professional ranks briefly. I know of a ton of professional players, personally, friends, all that. Them boys love to gamble, even when it wasn't like legal to gamble on the sport. They would do it like with other stuff where they, all right, bro, I'm putting 5,000 on. You can't
Beach
whatever
volleyball.
on some, right, some outside of sports, right?
Yeah.
We gonna put $10,000 on this card game on the plane to the
Facts.
next destination. You know what I mean? Stuff,
Facts.
something like them boys love to gamble, and so now that they could bet on sports, I don't know. I think they should let it just should be they can't gamble on no sports whatsoever until they retire. But being the fact that they can do that, or they're trying to allow them a little bit more freedom and flexibility with gambling, so to speak, maybe not on their sport, you're going to have these type of events happen where they're going to have somebody, and I'm this is an assumption of mine, but you're going to have somebody acting as a surrogate for these athletes to gamble in whatever arena that they want to gamble to. If it's their sport, their sport. If it's other sports, other sports, so that they won't be able, like, it won't be them specifically, but it's somebody that's tied around them. So it's kind of like getting around it. So I mean,
got you.
I don't think we can let this slide. You know what I mean? I don't think MLB needs to let it slide, especially with Shohei just signing that big contract and then deferring
it to the end.
Deferring it until the 10 years after he retires or whatever.
Yep.
So you gonna sign this big ass contract, defer the money, and then somebody around you has a gambling issue, but your name is on a lot of the gambling books
on the books. Your name is on all the paybacks and on the somebody that's bro. Because so I all I saw initially because the report came through to my phone, it came through to my email, because I subscribe to a couple of things just to try to find topics for the show.
Yeah,
and it came through and it was just talking about the interpreter. So there has been a report coming out there where they're investigating Shohei for him being a part of this.
Yeah,
like so he was actually telling. Okay,
his name were on a lot of the books.
For the bookie
the interpreter, right? With the bookie. So they started out investigating just the bookie and the interpreter, and right. As of this morning, I saw that the MLB has opened up an investigation, including Shohei in that as well. So they're trying to see, like, was he more involved with this than he's leading on?
Because the booker's name was Boyer. Where's it at? I know it's somewhere in here. But
I gotta find it again. I briefly saw it. If you just type in his name, it should come up.
His last name was Boyer, but I can't find his first name. But so, damn, that's crazy. So, but he met the bookie through which it was a guy who was an infielder for the Atlanta Braves. His name was David Fletcher. But David Fletcher said that he never introduced the interpreter.
Matthew Boyer.
Matthew Boyer. Okay, yeah, got you. Matthew Boyer. So damn. So now we're saying that the interpreter, it was blamed on the interpreter, but Shohei Ohtani's name is actually on some of these books, like he's gambling too. But the interpreter was going back and forth with reporters saying that I guess he's just trying to cover up for Shohei. So now you got me thinking, because the interpreter was going back and forth. But the interpreter was going back and forth with the reporters saying that Shohei Ohtani always thought that gambling was bad. Anytime he saw any of his teammates gambling, he was like, yo, why are they doing that? It's so terrible, yada, yada, yada. But maybe he was just covering for his boy, who was trying to make it seem like that Shohei was just helping him out by paying these debts off. But maybe Shohei has something to do with it now. That's crazy. And what was you about to say?
The wool can always be pulled over our eyes, especially when we think somebody is one way, but they really aren't. So, I mean, I don't know this to be true. Everything is still coming out, still being put on the table about what actually is going on. But based off what I saw, it started out being that the bookie was being investigated. Then the interpreter, who was fired, I didn't mention that they fired him.
No, they did. Yep.
They fired him. He was investigated, and now all of a sudden, as of this morning, it could have been last night that it was released, but as of this morning, which is March 23rd, it said that MLB also opened up an investigation on Shohei Ohtani. So take that for what it is.
But see, they fired the initial interpreter and brought in a new one. And then the new interpreter was like, yo, like, Shohei didn't know anything about this. And the report that I'm reading right now is from, what date is this? March 22nd. So this was yesterday at 4 p.m. So maybe like you said, last night they could have reported, hey, there's an investigation on, But see, I could understand the investigation on Shohei because all of this money is coming out of his account. Like all the
Right.
money that this guy is reportedly responsible for being in debt to this bookie, $4.5 million. He's responsible to this bookie. And all of this money is being paid back in quote unquote loans on the ledger to the interpreter to pay back the bookie. But now, it's reports saying that Shohei Ohtani's name was on some of these books as well, gambling some of the money. So it won't all just. So I can understand it. Because it does look fishy. Because after I read through it, I was like, something ain't right about this. And the way they spin in this story, it makes it seem like the interpreter was stealing money from Shohei, and he was just taking care of a friend, and the interpreter was kind of like making it seem like something it wasn't. But nah, I can see why they're yeah. I can see that. I can see that, D-Lo.
I mean, I don't mind people doing gambling and stuff like that. It's not a vice that I take part of. I mean, I do gamble here and there, but like full on fledged gambling is now legal in North Carolina as well as 37 other states. Almost more than half of the country. Well, not almost. More than half of the country. More than half of the country is allowed to sports bet and gamble. And so like we know it's about to take off. Ads all over the place. I'm so tired of seeing ads about sports gambling. It's crazy. But I, honestly, one of my friends said this to me a long time ago. I think I mentioned this on the podcast. Is that like he don't really get into sports anymore like that because of all of the money that's involved in it.
Right.
And I honestly, knowing what I know now or seeing what I see now with the sports gambling, the amount of money that they're putting into ads, it's political season, and I'm seeing more sports gambling ads than politicians ads, which is rare for this time of year. I can see why people say sports is rigged. And I'm not saying that I think sports is rigged or it's scripted. I'm not saying that, but I can understand why it would be interpreted that way now because
for sure
it's just crazy. And to wrap that all up, what I was trying to say, what I was getting at is like these cats that are actually active in these sports should not be college and professional. Because college is starting to be big business now too, especially with name, image, likeness. Should not be able to gamble on any type of sports whatsoever. When you want to gamble, you do that when you retire. Like I've been saying, you sacrifice
or
something
the off season possibly too, or the off season.
No,
not even the off season.
No, they
like
should
you can't
not be
bet
able to gamble.
if football like right now football is not in, so they can't bet on basketball.
No, I don't think they should because a lot of these athletes are friends.
Well, yeah, they friends with
athletes.
Yeah.
You know
to your point, yeah, you're right. To your point, you're right.
And even it may even be that they can't gamble whatsoever. I don't know how you would regulate that after they retire, though. But because they still are friends with somebody, and have some type of influence on athletes that come behind you. But it just ruins the integrity of the game, man. If it comes out like okay, and I don't want to bring this in, but like the LeBron situation.
Okay.
If it does in fact come out, and I'm still on record
talking about the PEDs?
I truly don't think it's true.
Nah, me
but
either.
If that does, it ruins that era of basketball. And is that just the tip of the iceberg? You know what I mean?
Facts, bro. Facts.
So it's with everything in life, anything that you do, it's a sacrifice that you make. Like you have to give up something in order to do what you want to do.
Life
like
is about
for a while there,
trade-offs.
Exactly. For a while there, it was with more corporate jobs, you couldn't be involved with. I mean, I don't really know for sure, but people were afraid to do stuff like this on a regular basis.
No, facts.
Podcast type
still are.
Fully
Most of them still are.
Yeah, fully flesh out their ideas and their thoughts, their beliefs, and so they gave that up. Until they did whatever they want to do. This is the sacrifice you have to make if you want to be a professional athlete or if you want to be a collegiate athlete at the top tier, just a collegiate athlete in general, because now it's too much money involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, America is still a great country, but it's going downhill. And they always said when Rome fell, it was because of the
It's because of the
the
people.
the sport and the circus.
Oh, got you.
And so
Got you.
and
Yeah.
so what that was you know, you want to do everything behind, avert the attention of the people. You send them to the Coliseum to watch a sports event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they're watching that sports event, you doing, as a government, you doing everything you want to do on the back end,
Mm-hmm.
averting their attention somewhere else. That's where a lot of people are saying we're headed right now because of all of this that's going on, entertainment,
So much
sports,
stuff.
so on and
So
so
much
forth. You know what I
distraction.
mean?
So
So
much distraction.
not to get off my pedestal now, but I
Yeah.
just think they
Off the
they
soapbox.
can't be involved in any, off the soapbox. I said pedestal, then I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, you
off the
good.
soapbox. Yeah, they can't be involved in any type of sports gambling whatsoever until they retire.
I can agree with that. And just like you, it's getting so crazy, man, that you mentioned to me earlier in the week that the Cavs coach was getting death threats now because of this gambling.
Yeah,
People out here gambling. Like, if it's getting that bad, bro, like to where you gambling so much and you so deep in and you probably in debt, like the interpreter was, and now you gotta put out death threats to coaches because you losing your bets, bro. That's insane. Like,
yeah,
there should be no reason why you're gambling but it's a real addiction. It's a real addiction. And
yeah,
I was reading something, which we'll get into here in a second about March Madness. It's like March Madness, like gambling has, especially in the month of March, it says March Madness has caused such a spike in gambling in the month of March that it's also the problem gambling awareness month. So now this month is going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that if you got that much of an issue, bro, like with your gambling and you know what I'm saying, you in debt that far. Like me, I can't afford to gamble like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because if I lose anything, bro, I am be on my ass. You feel me?
right,
So I'm not
right.
but I want the sports betting to come to Washington in a app capacity, but they will never do it because there's so many casinos here. But it's just so much more convenient. I don't think I would gamble as much as I think I would because I'm smarter than that. But I don't want it to become. I don't have an addictive personality, so I wouldn't want it to become an addiction. So it's just like, bro. Like,
But could you imagine if you did have an addictive personality? The sports gambling is just out of control. Like I said, it just became legal here in North Carolina. I think maybe the beginning of the year it just became legal. And like I said, literally everything you look at, anywhere you look, you can see an ad for some type of sports gambling platform. You want to, look on Instagram, look on YouTube, look on the television. In the mailbox, you getting ads for sports gambling. Look up in the sky. Oh, it's a beautiful day. MGM bets. What?
Plane?
Hey, it's crazy, bro. It's just everywhere.
But you know what's funny though, D-Lo? My lady, she know very little about sports. You know what I'm saying? But at her job, they got a March Madness thing where they can win points and things like that. And at the job, we did brackets at my job too. It's friendly competition. But she was hearing in the background like people talk about like sports betting and actually betting live on these games. And even she was like, "It sounds fun. Maybe I should get into it." I was like, "No. No.
Yeah, stay away from
I said, "No, stay away." I said, "Baby, stay away from it because ain't no need to bet on nothing that you know a little about." Like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Exactly.
I said, I know about sports and I don't even sports bet. I know you ain't finna do that. No. No, the hell no. But it's just like, bro, like it has so much excitement to it to the point where people who don't even like really watch sports can be like, "Oh, it's that easy? Like, I can win money just betting $10. I can get 500 on a parlay." Like, it's just so crazy. Like, but to be $4.5 million in debt and then to have your biggest star to pay it off, that's insane. And then him possibly being involved in the betting is even more crazy. But when you got that much money, bro, like, I mean, he ain't got a lot. He still got a bunch of money, and the rest of it's gonna be paid at the back end of his contract. But it's like, when you got that much money, bro, like, what do you have to do with it? Like, I can't even imagine having $10 million.
Right.
Like, I can't even imagine like what just sitting. Like, I don't have no bills. All my stuff is paid off. Like, my accountant handles all my bills. Like I still got like $4 million in the bank. I wouldn't know what to do with that 4 million, but invest or something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's a form of
put
betting.
it. It is investment. Yeah, it's definitely risk reward for sure. It's just a form of
Yeah,
betting, but at the same
right.
time, like you have more. You can, I guess, it's what bookies are for. But you have like investment, firms that give you sound advice on investments. Like with gambling, it's all risk. Gambling is all risk unless you have somebody like a bookie to say, okay, you need to bet on this and da 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 da. But it's all whenever you put your money in somebody else's hands, it's always gambling. Always gambling.
Yep.
That's why I don't go to casinos. Because it's always good. The house always wins. When you go to a bookie, they're gonna find a way to put more money in their pocket than they put in yours. Like, not doing it, bro. Sports betting, like, betting on live sports and betting to see if LeBron gonna have over under 25 points tonight. Okay, I'll go for the under tonight because he's playing against this team. And if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. That's something
Yep.
different. But to get this deep in is insane. It's insane, dog.
I mean, again, not to put any negative onus on. Well, onus is negative, but not to put any onus on people that do sports bet. And shout out to our dog Pineapple Picks. We got to get
Pineapple
you on the
picks.
show
For sure.
to talk about your platform in sports betting and how you can help individuals be better at sports betting. But I just think athletes should not be able to bet on sports until they retire. It's just it's a personal belief of mine. A lot of people will probably not agree with it. I really don't care. I just if it's something that we like sports, and I do this all the time. I don't want to take this longer than it needs to be, but we look at sports. A lot of people look at sports and pay attention to sports more than their religion. You know what I mean? More than
That's true.
they pay attention to their kids even sometimes. But it is what it is. Like sports is a religion in this country. And so if that's the case, we got to hold it. If that's how we're going to take it, we got to hold it to a higher standard. We can't let any integrity fall in that. Because if we do, then what do we have? What can we believe in?
All will be lost at that point. So yeah, hopefully Shohei ain't really have too much onus in this. I mean, it's looking like he did just based off of the. Well, no, I ain't gonna say that. I don't want to. This is all speculation. Yeah. It's all speculation. I don't want to put it's all speculation. But if a report did come out that he looked like he had something to do with it, hopefully he didn't. But I mean, when you got that much money, I mean, I can't even imagine. But yeah, we're not gonna go too much longer on it.
Sticking with the sports, man. NCAA tournament is starting this week. Games have already started. You got a good slate of games today, another slate tomorrow. And we've talked about a ton of things dealing with the NCAA tournament already. You've mentioned the money, the gambling portion of it, and how much it spikes this month. Bets spike because of that. The excitement around it, the energy that comes with it. What else is there? The amount of attention that it brings to college sports in general, the amount of money that it brings in for the NCAA just itself. This tournament can pay for all of the non-revenue producing sports for the year, just this tournament, and so on and so forth. Sticks, how you feel about this time of year with the NCAA tournament kicking off?
March Madness has been a big thing for decades, man. And like D'Lo said, man, this is one of the hottest times of the year for the NCAA in general, because this brings in almost $1.3 billion to the NCAA. So as D'Lo mentioned to me earlier in the week when we were talking, this pays for every sport the rest of the year. This is like 80% of their revenue in March Madness. So we got a couple of our hometown teams in there. We got Duke, we got Carolina in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would think that people get on me all the time about not being a Duke and Carolina fan because I'm a Syracuse fan, which is kind of crazy. But every single year, like, because my family is torn, kind of like low key straight down the middle, Duke, Carolina, and we go at it every single year with they, not we, because I ain't neither one of they fans. And the reason why I'm not a Duke or Carolina fan is because I played against them dudes in college, bust their ass, even though we lost the games. I can't be a fan of you if I'm beating your ass. I can't do that. So I ain't never played against Syracuse. That game against UConn back in the day was epic. I became a fan that day, just for some context. But it's always the time of the year where all the college fans get hype and everybody's watching, everybody's doing brackets, everybody's betting, everybody is on the edge of their seats trying to make sure that their team wins the national championship. And the men's college basketball national championship is one of the most coveted awards, and it's held to a certain prestige to where it's like you're one of the greatest teams ever. You can go down in history as one of the greatest teams ever. And you always look for the Cinderella pick. You always look for the underdog. You wonder if the team last year going to repeat. It's always something to get ready for. The only downside is, like we've been talking about for the last segment of this segment, is the gambling, man. Is the gambling. It's like I talked about last segment with the Shohei Ohtani. March is the problem gambling awareness month because there's so much gambling that goes around March Madness that you have to have some kind of awareness, and there has to be some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? There has to be some
regulation.
Yes, some kind of regulation to the gambling because people are trying to get. There's $1 million that goes
limit.
out for that too. Regulation, limit, whichever one is kind of interchangeable. But you get $1 million if you have a perfect bracket on ESPN. It hasn't been done yet, but you just to have a perfect. People are putting in 20, 30, 40 brackets with different names and different ways people can win just to see if they can get the perfect bracket. And it's like a 0.00001 chance of you actually doing it because there's so much probability.
And that's why people do it.
And that's why people do it to try to get that milli. But
yeah,
it's just it's just so
bonus.
crazy. It's an added bonus, but it's such a high to say, okay, this is one of the most improbable things, and if I can be the one to do it, there it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I dig March Madness. I haven't really fed into too much college basketball this year, to my own fault. I just haven't. I don't watch much TV, and I work such long hours. I don't have a chance sometimes to see the games, and they come on so early on the West Coast that by the time I get home, everything's already gone off. Honestly, so it's just weird for me to actually catch some live games sometimes. This is on the weekends, but I'm actually excited for it. Like I watched a couple of games. Yesterday. Not yesterday. I watched a couple of games on Thursday. The second round is today. And then the Sweet 16 is actually on my birthday, which I'll be probably tuning in then. But it's going to be great, man. It's going to be a great tournament. I think, do you think UConn going to repeat? See, we said we weren't going to do no predictions.
Yeah, that's your fault. You did that. You did that
I did that.
You did that. Yeah.
I did.
I don't know.
I'm looking through the brackets right now, and UConn has a really good chance to repeat. But you got Duke on the other side. They got a good chance to get to the Final Four, probably the championship. North Carolina has a hard road going through Michigan State, going through Alabama, going through Baylor. Arizona's on their side. So it's like they have a hard road to go. Duke, UConn has the easiest road, honestly. They're the number one team, like the overall number one, like the undisputed
overall number one,
right now, overall. But Duke has a good chance. And on the other side, you got Purdue. They have Gonzaga, Kansas, Oregon, Creighton, Texas, and Tennessee. Like Purdue got a gauntlet. I ain't gonna lie, but it's gonna be a good tournament to watch, man. What you think about what's going on with March Madness, brother?
I mean, first off, to repeat as any champion in any sport is very difficult to do.
I did it.
Again, to bring LeBron into it, I think that's why everybody, that's why a lot of people say Jordan is the GOAT because he did a three-peat twice, and that's never been done before. But yeah, the repeat as a champion in any sport is very hard to do. So if UConn does win it, I mean, amazing for them.
For sure.
But this is always like this time of year always brings a different type of energy to sports.
It does,
because
bro.
It's like it's when the real competition starts to gear up, right? Or like it's the middle portion of the real competition, because in February you have the Super Bowl. Then March
Mm-hmm.
starts the madness with basketball and college
Mm-hmm.
sports, and then April, May, June
April,
is
May,
when
June playoffs.
NBA
Mm-hmm.
playoffs start to gear up in the competition. To push the playoff run begins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's excited for this time because it's a lot of stuff, a lot of excitement, a lot of drama that comes with the sports around this time of year. Like you mentioned, the Cinderella stories for March Madness. People are searching for those Cinderella stories, looking for those
Mm-hmm.
underdog teams to cheer for, and hopefully they can put that underdog in the bracket and ride that wave to some some money or whatnot. I even remember the it's so much excitement around this, especially back in the day. I remember, I don't know if you remember, watching games in the classrooms,
Yeah.
especially
No.
ACC
Yeah.
tournament. We live in ACC land here. We used to
Mm-hmm.
watch the ACC tournament during class during the ACC tournament back in the day. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, North Carolina, either Duke or Carolina. I grew up as a Duke
Sometime
fan. I'm
NC
not gonna
State.
lie to
Yep.
you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Very rarely the other school, my school, Wake Forest.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up as a
But
Duke
back
fan.
in college with you, Wake Forest was nice. You had the Chris Pauls of the world, the Jeff Tees of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, before him, you had
Tim
Tim
Duncan.
Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You had Randolph Childress. You
Mm-hmm.
had why I forget this dude name. He was nice too. He played for. He was ACC Player of the Year. I forgot his name. Josh. Shoot. I am not. My
Go
apologies,
ahead.
bro. I
Go
know who
ahead.
you are, but
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um, it's Josh something. He played for the Mavs, and then he played with I forgot, but he was nice too. Then came CP, then came all those boys. But anyway, yeah. So it was ACC country. You watching the basketball in the game. It's just crazy excitement that comes with this time of year. But as far as the gambling is concerned, it does get out of hand because you have brackets on top of brackets on top of brackets. You have brackets at work. You mentioned your lady having a
Mm-hmm.
bracket or hearing about the brackets in her office. You have brackets at churches, friendly
Mm-hmm.
brackets. You have the
Mm-hmm.
brackets with ESPN, CBS Sports, and all that. And then now with the sports betting platforms and 38 states legalizing sports gambling, you have those platforms where you can get a parlay and all that. So
Yeah.
I mean, just gambling is going. It's just getting rampant, man. It's just going
It's
crazy
going
right now.
crazy,
So I
bro.
mean, it's definitely a time of year also where a lot of money is exchanged in hopes of becoming rich off of something that
Quick.
you spent, what I'm saying, spend a lot of your time with. It's also a time of year where you can make a name for yourself if you are one of these individuals that's on a team that makes a deep run and you're performing well. So NIL is a big thing right now in college
Mm.
sports. And so,
Yes, sir.
if you have if you're performing well while you're out or while you're in the March Madness, you can set yourself up, especially if you're an underclassman, you can set yourself up to have some big deals in your presence. So sign some big contracts the following year because companies want to be seen as relevant. They want to be with somebody that can become a household name or that's marketable.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other time of the year where you get this type of eyes on a specific event other than March Madness. Like you mentioned, you said it was what you say. You said it was 1.3 billion that
1.3
March Madness
billion
brings
that
in.
March Madness brings to the NCAA. Yep.
Right. And so what I
1.28. So
read
big
was
1.3. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So what I read was that in 2010, CBS Sports and Turner Broadcast signed a deal or put a deal in place with the NCAA to lock up the tournament until 2024. In 2016, they extended that another 8 years and gave them another $8.8 billion.
Mm.
So CBS Sports owns a couple of channels,
Mm-hmm.
or CBS owns a couple of channels. CBS Sports is included with that. Turner Broadcast owns a couple of channels, and that spans across various genres of channels as well. So Turner and CBS own sports channels, they own news channels, they own what is geared towards mostly women. They own those type of channels. This time of year, What is on all of those channels?
Basketball.
The basketball tournament. So
the basketball tournament.
You're getting the most eyes on one event probably ever, because some people don't watch football, but everybody has a favorite. Mostly everybody has a college that they went to that they cheer for.
Mm-hmm.
And if your team is in that tournament, you're probably going to be watching it. So
Most
you can have
likely.
some type of bragging rights.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a player on that team that does well and your team has a deep run, what are companies saying? Oh, let's see if we can get him and add. Let's see if we can throw a little couple dollars at him. Let's see if we can throw a couple dollars at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is exactly what it is.
Yeah,
this is what it is, because they want to keep the relevancy of that person. They want to use the relevancy of that person with their brand to bring more attention to their brand. So they'll throw them a couple pennies, what was deemed pennies to them. Well, they'll throw that player a couple of pennies to be a part of their brand on the name, image, and likeness, in order to say, all right, yeah, I remember he did well in the tournament last year. He's a part of what now? Let me go ahead and get, or she, the girl, I probably would, the girls are doing well. Caitlin
super
Clark
well.
and Angel Reese, they made their name last year, and now they're the highest paid college athletes because of NIL deals. But because people can recognize you from the tournament, to wrap this all up, is the reason that these NIL deals, if you can make a name for yourself in the tournament, probably setting yourself up for some big deals to be put in place for you the following year.
And not only just NIL, but with all the eyes that you have on you for March Madness, the NCAA tournament, you're also auditioning for the next step in your professional career. Because there's so many, there's going to be so many NBA scouts at these games, and they're going to be traveling to different places. Because usually the NCAA, the March Madness games are usually at neutral sites. So you're going to have, and that's of course by strategy, because you want everybody to come to one location. That location gets a hell of money, but you also have a bunch of teams in one place for these NBA scouts. So they're going to be out there looking at you, watching you. And if you perform well, bro, you got NIL on your side. If you want to go back to school, you got NBA on your side. If you want to go ahead and pursue your dream to be a professional athlete. So it's so much that happens in the month of March, man, especially for these kids, dog. Like, it's a huge opportunity for them to make more money than they probably ever seen in their life. And shout out to them, man. I'm looking for the Cinderella. I'm pulling because my team ain't been good for the past 3-4 years, man. So I'm Syracuse. I hope you get back on top, but you might not. Who knows? But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens with it. Is UConn? Tell me what y'all think in the comments, man. Is UConn going to repeat? Is your team in the NCAA tournament? Do you even have a team? Or are you just watching for the sport? Let us know what you think in the comments, man. And see what we got going on. But to move on to a little bit of a kind of uncomfortable, more of a somber kind of topic.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, man, the Quiet on the Set, the Dark Side of Kids TV just dropped earlier this week. And it was going through a lot of behind the scenes things that has happened on the set of some of your favorite kids TV shows on Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon has been a part of our lives for a long time. Now, me personally, I watched for the cartoons. I didn't necessarily watch for the real life TV shows, like your Zack and Cody's, like your iCarly's,
that was a little bit after our time, though. Honestly.
It was because we, that was very much.
You can't tell me you didn't watch all that. You can't tell me.
No, for sure. That's the one I did watch. I did watch those two. I did watch those two, but mostly I was watching Rugrats, Doug, Real Monsters. I was watching the actual cartoons on.
You didn't watch Double Dare. You didn't watch.
I watched Legend of the Hidden Temple. Legend of the Hidden Temple. I did, but I did watch those, but they weren't produced by this guy Dan Snyder. Right. You feel me? So it was a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes with Dan Snyder and a couple of his constituents, to use an SAT word for y'all who think I'm crazy. A couple of the guys that worked with him, and it was just kind of disturbing. D-Lo, man, what you think about what's been going on over the last few decades with Nickelodeon and with Dan Schneider and how he just treats the kids and the people that's on his staff, man?
So I'm a big proponent of individuals that, this gonna sound crazy,
Got you.
but I'm a big proponent of individuals that didn't get a lot of attention when they were young. When they grow up and have power, they abuse the shit out of that power.
Nigga, before you continue, there was a phrase that came out a couple of years ago that I heard was, you want to test somebody's character, give them power and watch how they treat the less fortunate. That 100%. Was Dan Snyder. That was Dan Snyder, bro. But go ahead.
I'm a big proponent of that because like when we're kids, we're that's our training ground, right? Mm-hmm. That's where we typically become who we will be in life, or that sets our bearings on how we want to be treated in life or how we don't want to be treated. So if you get a lot of attention in your life, or you get a little bit of attention, enough attention that keeps you comfortable when you're younger, typically that gives you the confidence that you need to remain that person, or to not to be too crazy with, if you do get power when you're older, you become a little bit humble,
right?
Or you grow to be humble. You grow to be typically you grow to be grateful for the things that you have. You grow to have a good understanding of you just have a good character about yourself. Not saying that's always the case, but typically that's the case, right? Mm-hmm. Individuals that don't get a lot of attention, not saying that they always grow up to be somebody that abuses power if they ever get it. They typically are the ones that use the attention that they didn't get as a means to getting to the attention. And then when they get the attention, assert themselves as something that they thought they should be, or they thought that those that have the power should be paying attention to individuals. They typically are mean. They typically are arrogant. They typically, like you said, treat the less fortunate as they are lesser than. They typically put themselves up on a pedestal that they are not.
For sure.
And so that is what we saw with this documentary. It's still not completed. Still a couple episodes to be released. But from what we saw in the couple of episodes that we have been able to see, this guy was a real life monster.
Real life.
Almost. I'm almost to the degree of no, I'm not even going to say that. The people around him were of another high profile producer in Hollywood that was a part of the Me Too era. Almost to that degree. But he was a real life monster, man. The way he was treating people that worked with him, the way he was treating kids, the way he was fostering this toxic environment that he had. It's just crazy, man. And the thing is, you hear about negative things that go on with Hollywood in general and adult stars, and the things that they have to deal with, or just people that's in Hollywood that I wouldn't say necessarily the stars, but are on the screens of the movies or the shows that we're watching, or a part of that industry. You hear about everything that goes on behind the scenes. You don't really hear too much about what goes on in children's television. Just like you have a child star who never pans out to be what they are. You don't really know why. And now we're starting to see these are some of the reasons why. It's because of how they're treated, their distrust or mistrust that they have for those that are in power, that are over them. It's just crazy, man. I mean, I urge everybody to go watch it. It's on 100%. Apple TV, HBO Max,
it's on
or Max,
it's
I
on
think
Roku,
it's just called.
Roku TV as
Roku
well.
And all of that. What you think about it, though? I mean, you're the one that brought this up to. I didn't really know. I saw it 2 months ago. I was like, oh yeah, I got to watch that. And then completely forgot about it. And then you brought it up. I had to
Yeah,
go watch it,
so
and yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like you said, man, you want to test somebody's character, give them power, see how they treat the less fortunate. And he was the epitome of that phrase. And to the point where he was telling some of these kids that if you weren't working for me, you'd be flipping burgers or you'd be working at smoothie something, just being just dumb rude and forcing like some of his women employees to give him massages on set and actually having two women work for the price of one and at one point like and they was trying to make sure that they actually sued him for sexism at one point and being a sexist and
Hmm.
he had a lot of what's the word I'm looking for, he had a lot of quirks about him as far as like the things that he
Hmm.
did on the
Yep.
show. Like he had a lot of
Yep.
fetishes. That's what I was looking for. He had a
Yep.
lot of fetishes that he would throw in things in a kid's show that adults would be like, okay, that's kind of weird, but he did it in a way that it made it funny for kids, like stuff squirting on some of the girls' faces in the show that was, putting pickles through holes for like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's just a lot of things that he was doing. And then he wasn't
Hindsight
that
is 2020, right?
hindsight is super 2020. Cause like I said,
Because
I haven't watched some of these real life shows like the Zach and Cody's, the Drake and Josh, the iCarly's, um, I haven't watched those shows. So I didn't see them growing up. Cause like D-Lo said, it was a little bit past our time. We was past that time when it came out. But like D-Lo said, hindsight is super 2020. Cause I'm like, dang, bro. Like not me watching it, I was like, that couldn't have happened on the show. That had to be like an outtake or something. Like there's no way. Cause I didn't watch it. So whenever I'm seeing it, I'm like, damn, he did that. Literally, they aired this episode? Like, really?
right.
Like, but it was just the issue with Nickelodeon was that there was just not a lot of safeguards for these kids as far as how they were protected on set, how they were protected while they were working. Just like kid stars, it seems like a lot of kid stars end up growing up to be kind of fucked up, honestly, bro. Like it's sad, man, because you see the Olsen twins. You got just like old boy Drake from Drake and Josh, like Drake Bell. He ended up being
Amanda
SA
Bynes, the one
Amanda
he,
Bond. Exactly. Amanda Bonds, like the one that he tried to foster and take away from her parents, low key. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like stuff that was going on behind the scenes at Nickelodeon, especially what was it? It was Nick on Sunset.
Hmm.
That set right there, that location was really the bad one. That's where a lot of these guys were talking about. Like once it got to Nick on Sunset, is whenever everything really went bad. And he came out and did a bullshit apology, low key, with one of the guys who used to work for him. Some dude named what was the name of this dude? Boogie. He used to work on iCarly with Dan Snyder. He did a bullshit like the dude was just throwing them lobs just to figure out how to just to apologize for things. It was like very unsincere, a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can look at the apology and say that it was bullshit. Maybe he was sincere. He just came off as real nonchalant about what he was saying. And again, it wasn't an interview that was like digging into why was this happening? Why did you do this? You know, it was just a lot of lob, like, the massages on set, not cool. That was it. That was the question. Like, what do you do? Dig into this motherfucker. Like, actually ask him some questions to where he has to like really give answers for what he was doing, but he was not doing that. He was just lobbing him questions and he was just knocking him out the park like it was softball. But it's just so bad, man. The Drake Bell, that hurt me in a way because I don't even know if you got that far where he told the story about that because you said you didn't watch all of them. I ended up getting engulfed in it and watching every single episode of it. But that
Yeah.
hurt me
We
because it was
stopped right at that one.
okay.
But I know the gist of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that hurt me a little bit because it's a situation where it was a father and son, and the dude Brian Peck pushed the dad out of the situation, and he ended up losing the relationship with his son. And you know how I am.
Mm.
You know how I am with my daughter.
Hmm.
I moved mountains to be with my daughter. So it hurt me because it was like he was pushed out and all he was trying to do was protect his son. And he started noticing Brian Peck was doing a lot of different things. Brian Peck was the dialogue coach for Dan Schneider on his team. Right. And he was just noticing different things and like seeing that he was getting a little bit too close to Drake and seeing that he was touching him in uncomfortable ways that he didn't really like, and started noticing a lot of things about Brian Peck that he didn't like around his son. And then the staff would be like, oh, you don't understand that he's a part of the LGBT community. You might just be a little homophobic. Don't worry about it. That's just him, yada, yada, yada. And he kind of like, and the crazy thing is that these parents in this show is just like, well, I don't want to hurt my child's career, so I don't really want to be too loud about it, but I don't like what's going on. So they didn't really know how to handle what was going on behind the scenes at Nickelodeon. So it was like, damn, like, what do you say in that situation? Like, but me? Yeah. Fuck this career. You bugging, bro. Like, Sam might be mad. She might be mad at me for a little bit, but she'll realize down the road that I was just trying to help her. I don't give a fuck about this child star shit. Yo staff is really wilding right now, and I don't mind turning the fuck up if I need to. Yeah. Like, period.
So that one character or actor that was on Wildin' Out, the second version of, not Wildin' Out, I said Wildin' Out, wow, All That, which all it's the same type of show. But All That, the second version, I think his name was Brian, the black dude. And he got kicked off the show, and he said, he said he got kicked off the show, didn't really understand why, and then came to realize it was because he felt like it was because of him and his mom. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, that's when their relationship completely changed. She saw him grow up in that very moment, and she felt bad. But the thing was, there are a lot of rules in place, supposed rules in place for Hollywood or the industry where kids underage, it has to be a parent around them at all times.
100%.
But what they would do is they would kind of usher, from what I'd gathered, they would kind of usher the parents like
out of the situation,
so that they're there, but they're not there.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the craziness was going on. I mean, listen, I have a daughter. She's in acting right now, and that's one of the things we've talked. Me and my wife talked about this a long time ago. It's like we don't want her to end up in any type of unnecessary situations. We want to allow her to foster her talents, do the things that she would like to do, but to a degree. And there's other decisions that have to be factored in with that. But after watching this, we both was like, we
gotta be.
Yeah, we gotta be diligent and like on top of everything. Even allow her to get into any of that.
It's just so crazy, man. But shout out to all of these child stars that have persevered through this whole situation, because they're coming out telling their stories. A lot of the writers coming out telling this, especially the women writers, man, like they were treated so terribly on set and made to do so many different things, and just for his amusement on like behind the scenes. Like, shout out to all, and just to put up with such a volatile work environment is insane within itself, and to be able to persevere through that. It's the Drake Bell conversation. That Drake Bell shit kind of it got to me a little bit. I didn't, I'm a thug, so I ain't say cry nothing like that. You feel me? But like, it's just the father child dynamic to me is what got me. You know what I'm saying? And
man,
the way that he was,
our kids,
we gotta protect our kids, bro. Gotta protect our kids, man. And the worst part about it was that Brian Peck ended up going to jail for 16 months, got out, and then got a job directly with Disney on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Like,
this is the thing.
You have a convicted, Geppetto on that went to jail for this and had to register as one when he came out, and you immediately give him a job around other kids. Like, that is the craziest. Yeah. It's just like, what are we doing, bro?
This is my crazy thing about this, and they get on my nerves sometimes. My kids, but I love kids. Like I protect kids, bro.
Me too, bro. For real.
My family is pretty. They've been involved in the community quite some time. My dad was Parks and Recreation.
Shout
My
out,
mom's
coach.
been a
Shout
teacher.
out, coach.
Yeah, my mom was a teacher for my whole life. So I understand they're helping and fostering the talents and the beliefs, the abilities of kids moving in the future. So I can understand, being around kids all the time and whatnot. But when somebody harms children, I don't think they should get no less than 15 years.
No
No less
less.
than 15 years.
No
One
less,
dude
bro.
was messing with, listen, I know certain things we can say and we can't say. I got to take the filters off of this. One dude was messing with a 9-year-old girl, and he only got 6 years. What are we doing?
A 9-year-old, bro. Like,
what are we doing? They should get no less than
bro.
15 years. Because
no less,
like,
bro.
it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. That bothers me.
It does, bro. And he got so comfortable with the family that he was an adult, a grown ass man in the room with the door closed with a 9-year-old child playing video games. Like, come on, G.
Get out of here.
What are we doing? Like, now that right there, that's on the fault of the parents, bro. There's no way I'm letting my child there's no way I'm letting my minor child be with a grown ass man behind closed doors. Period.
Yeah. No,
Period.
I don't care what he could potentially do for my children down the line. I don't care if he can. I don't care if I think he can get them into
facts. Fuck that career, dog.
Acting industry. Man. Nah, man. Nah.
I promise you.
Listen, you was about to say it, but you didn't say it. I'm not gonna let my child alone in the room with the opposite sex or anybody with the door closed. If they with the same age, keep the door open.
I need to be able to hear, see everything. Everything.
Nah.
Because, bro, I promise you, dog, fuck that career. I promise you, if I heard I would be in jail longer than that man was. I promise you, 6 years, I'm going to jail for life. He ain't even going to jail because he's going to be under the ground. I promise you.
Crazy, bro. This is crazy.
Bro, my child, bro, come on, bro. Like 9 years old. And then you got trophies from all of these kids, like letters and underwear and all this stuff in your house. Like, you are but he reported about
he wrote it in his statement. One of his journals.
Yes,
he is
bro.
Full on
pedo, bro.
Crazy.
Full blown. And they got him working around these children at Nickelodeon, bro. Had another dude, unfortunately, was a guy of color, and he was a known offender, and they hired him on the set. Like, what are we doing? Like, these kids are not protected enough, man. And luckily, I guess
protected.
And back in the day, they were not, because now you see a lot of our child stars fucked up, bro. They fucked up.
Yep.
And it's crazy to see
understand why.
You can understand why, because there's not
enough protection for them. Why. Yep.
Not enough protection for them,
you mean, like I said earlier, your younger years is when you really hone in on. I wouldn't say hone in, but that's when you develop the mentality. You develop the character of who you can become, who you are to be in life, right? And if somebody just completely dismantles your trust in authority figures, your trust in adults, dismantles your trust in yourself, what you think's gonna happen to me when I get older? What type of person you think I'm gonna be? Now, everything that I grew up to believe in and grew up to know, I can't trust my parents because they allowed me to be around this. To me, knowingly, parents probably really didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Right. But because they allowed me to be around this, now I can't trust them. I can't trust anybody that I work for, because it's just your mind is completely messed up. Everybody's in it for themselves. I can't trust anybody. This world is crazy.
It's just so bad, man. But again, like I said, man, shout out to all of them for getting through this volatile situation and being able to still be functional members of society. You know what I'm saying? And it's just terrible. I mean, I'll probably still keep checking out the further episodes. I don't know exactly when they come out, but I know this
they come out April 7th.
The next one comes out April 7th.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. So I'll probably tune in and see exactly what's going on. Maybe we might do an update on what's going on. But that's basically the gist of everything, though. Like the work environment was just so messed up, and
It was
Dan Snyder was
toxic.
one of those guys who literally took advantage of his power. Like literally
Yeah.
took full advantage of the power that he had with Nickelodeon. Because what D'Lo said when he was growing up, he just wasn't that guy. He wasn't that guy. He didn't get enough attention. So when he got it and he had that power, took full advantage of it. So Dan Schneider, you need to do a better fucking apology because that one you did on that little YouTube channel, ass, terrible.
Man, if they can go back and do and hold Bill Cosby and people like that accountable, they can go back and do. They can go back and do what they need to do to him. And listen,
Mm-hmm.
it's certain things about the era in which we grew up in that I love and wish we can go back. I'm not a fan of the cancel culture, but there are
Mm-hmm.
certain things that I wish never happened and wish that some of the rules and guidelines that we have in place now, air quotes again, because I don't really know, never been in that industry. I can only
Right.
imagine that they are trying to clean it up now, that those rules were in place. And so, yeah, something has to, some type of legal action ramification has to happen against him because he was the spearhead of that culture, and potentially even Nickelodeon. I know Nickelodeon isn't as big as it once was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure. My kids don't look at Nickelodeon.
Sam doesn't either.
Um, yeah, even though, so one of the shows that he created, Victorious,
Mm-hmm.
um, my daughter loves that show.
Mm-hmm.
And now knowing what I know, I'm actually, when she watches it, I'm probably gonna watch it with her and see if I can see some of these quirkiness things that Dan Snyder had going on behind the scenes. But yeah, it's something. Some legal actions need to happen with him, Dan Snyder specifically, and potentially even Nickelodeon because they gave him the keys to the kingdom. Said, "Yo, you created all that, and Amanda Bonds, create me some more shows." No, they had to know at least some of the toxicity that was going on around him back then. So, and
Man, that
they allowed
nigga,
him to continue to do it.
that motherfucker Dan Snyder was Scar from Lion King. That nigga turned that kingdom upside down. He was trying to fuck it up, bro. He was
You know what I'm
fucking it up.
saying?
He really was. But I mean, you hit the nail on the coffin, man. There has to be something that happens, bro. So we shall see, bro.
Yeah, we got time for one more.
Do your thing. Let's get it.
So let's get close to home for you.
Ooh, what we got going on?
Something we talked about last week.
Talk
Was it
about it.
last week or 2 weeks ago? It was last week or 2 weeks ago. Man, I'm getting old. Days meshed together.
It's all good.
But anyway, NVIDIA announced last week that
Mm-hmm.
they're going to have AI-powered agents to replace nurses in the hospitals for $9 an hour. Why AI needs to be paid $9 an hour, I don't know. But saying you're gonna replace a nurse is
Why would
crazy.
you talk about AI? Like, I thought you were talking about something that I was actually interested in, but you trying to
are
scare me.
interested in it.
You trying to scare
Nah,
me. Is
you
what you
are
trying to do.
interested in
You
it.
trying to
I
scare?
ain't trying to scare
I
you.
said I won't scare the scary movies, but you gonna bring up AI? Come on, man.
Yeah, hey.
Come on, man.
Well, there you go. That shows. Yeah. So to get you actually scared, we need to make an AI. Well, you don't like Terminator?
No, Terminator was shit. Hey, that was just shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I
a
ain't gonna lie.
sci-fi. You said you don't
It
watch
is,
sci-fi.
but it's more action. Ain't it more action? Ain't it
Yeah,
action
it's
sci-fi?
action.
Yeah.
It's action in it. Yeah, you're right.
But
So what you think about that though?
oh my god, bro. See, I've been talking. We've been talking about AI for the duration of this since conception of this show,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been saying that eventually AI gonna come for our actual human jobs.
Yep.
And that's exactly $9 an hour is insane. First of all, and you probably explained this whenever I walked off, and I was listening, but I won't listen because it was like, here we go. But how the fuck you gonna pay a computer $9 an hour?
I know. I said I don't know why an AI machine needs $9 an hour, but that's what NVIDIA said. So
Is it like a kind of like a part, not a part-time, but like a entry level prompt engineer?
yeah, No, not a prompt engineer. No. Hold on, like, one
So
second.
what?
Uh,
That's what's gonna confuse me because first of all, you letting the AI take a real person's job, but then
yep.
gonna pay the computer $9 an hour. What are they gonna do with it? Like what?
So,
What the fuck?
so here, no, I'm not going to see that. But NVIDIA announces AI-powered healthcare agents that outperform nurses and cost $9 an hour. So what it says is, oh, here we go with these ads, bro. I swear, I'm getting to it. My fault.
No, you good. It's just
All right,
weird
so
to me.
NVIDIA is a chip maker.
Yeah.
One of the hottest stocks there is right now because of the need for the chips that go into literally everything that we have: cars, televisions, computers, phones, you name it. These chips have to go in it. But it says that they are now becoming an AI healthcare innovator and created advanced generative AI agents. These agents are designed to surpass human nurses in effectiveness during video calls and are significantly more cost efficient. So that's where it is. It's going to be the video, the telehealth nurses or doctors that will be able to you call in, you want to know, okay, I have sore throat, fever, whatnot. Oh, you may have strep throat, or oh, you may have the flu, whatever the case is. These AI generated nurses will be able to take the places of those type of nurses. How do you feel about being cared for by a computer?
D-Lo, look me right here, brother.
I'm the captain now.
I am afraid. You wanted to scare me? You didn't did it, brother.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Nah, dog. But it's still confusing me how they paying these computers $9 an hour. I just don't understand it.
I don't think they're actually paying them $9 an hour. I think what they're saying
is cutting the cost of the actual nurse.
The cost of it's not cutting the cost of the actual nurse, but the cost of the software is what will be essentially $9 an hour. Pay what the equivalent of paying a nurse $9 an hour.
That's insane. Because I know some nurses.
Me personally, I know a lot of nurses.
Yeah.
I live with a registered nurse. She doesn't actually work in the hospital, but she used to.
Does she do telehealth?
No.
She's
a part of another portion of the department of healthcare. But again, this is just me. I know we need to progress as
a nation.
Not just as a species,
as humanity, yes,
right? Yeah. As humanity and technology is how we can progress, how we can evolve, how we can take a lot of the workload, the things, the administrative work of what we do in our day-to-day lives, the continuous, the repetitive processes that we do. Technology is one of the ways to take that off, and by doing what I'm going to suggest, it stymies that. I understand this. We need to boycott a lot of these companies that are really, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. And our generation doesn't really sacrifice like generations before us do or have done. But it's going to require some sacrifices. It's going to require some pain. But we're going to have to do it in order to send a message that we ain't really fooling with this.
We ain't really rocking with this. We're not rocking with it.
We're not really rocking with this. We love some of the innovations that are being created because of the envelope being pushed with technology from these different companies. But when you start to take jobs, when you start to have an apocalyptic feel, or hearing of an apocalyptic end to who we are as humans, that's something we can't really get behind. And
that's a fact.
The way that you hurt companies is by getting into their pockets, or not putting money in their pockets, taking money out of their pockets. One of those three. And so we just gonna have to boycott. I said, 2 weeks ago when we talked about Wendy's, I would never go to Wendy's again if they do introduce that surge price thing, because all it's going to do is it's going to send a message to other companies if it's successful. Oh, we can do that. Now everybody's going to be doing it. If we allow the nursing profession to be a launching point for other companies to further put their hands into the pockets of who humans working in human interaction, I think we're going to find ourselves quickly, way more quickly than I anticipated. And that's why I wasn't too worried about it, is because I thought we had some time. If
I was
we
just about
allow
to say
this,
that.
if we allow the nursing profession to be the launching point for jobs to be taken, it's going to be a lot quicker than we anticipated.
I promise you.
And the thing is, I know there are robots that work in the healthcare profession already, and all other industries that we deal with knowingly or unknowingly. Some people may be just naive to the fact that they're talking to a robot when they actually are. But I would not want a robot solely taking care of me when I'm very sick or when I'm on my deathbed. No, give me
Hell
somebody.
no.
They may mess up. The humans may have human error. That's still a thing, but I would much rather have a connection or have a human taking care of me than a robot, because they have compassion. They have
100%.
empathy. They have that. That's something that machines don't have. And I don't think we'll ever know how to put empathy into a machine. They may learn how to do it, but that's nothing that is not us. And taking care of us is not what machines are supposed to do. They're supposed to help us remove some of the redundant processes and not do our jobs completely for us.
I'm telling you, D-Lo, because for the duration that, as long as we've been on, I've been saying, bruh, it's gonna happen sooner than you think. D-Lo was like, nah, bro, we got time. Nah, bruh, it's shit coming, bruh. Nah, bro, we got time. Now D-Lo starting to realize that why I'm scared.
I mean, I'm still not scared. I understand the why people would be scared. I understand that there are portions of artificial intelligence and the possibilities of it that is very scary. But I'm also a believer in us as a species to overcome and find ways
to evolve and adapt. Yep.
To evolve and be what we need to be, and to remain strong. You know, this world has always been survival of the fittest, 100%. And for so long we have been the fittest. We've had some unfortunate situations that have caused a lot of our people to lose their lives or to not be deemed the fittest. And there are technologies, there are viruses, there are things that are evolving to take us out. But I just have faith in us. Then that could be to the detriment of me, but I mean, we'll figure it out. I truly believe that we will figure it out.
I agree, and I do a lot. I'm very extra. Like, I do a lot of stuff for exaggeration. I'm not actually afraid that something is, but it's just scary to know that it's evolving so fast and so quickly that it's going to eventually affect the things that we do in everyday life that actually puts money in our pockets and help us actually survive out here. Because it's already hard to survive in a lot of different spaces, a lot of different states. Taxes are more, cost of living is more, like inflation is crazy. So if you're given AI the jobs that normal people do to survive, that's where it kind of gets scary. Like, I truly believe in what D-Lo is saying is, like, evolve and adapt, and we gonna persevere regardless as a people. But it's just so crazy that these technology companies are coming out with AI that is literally taking our jobs, and that's just the scary part about it. But we gonna see, man. We gonna see, D-Lo, man. It's crazy.
We gonna see. That's a great way to end it. I got high hopes for you, baby. We gonna see.
See.
Drake, I know you're gonna say something. Cole, I need you to say at least something, bro.
Gotta
I need
come
you to at least say
dog.
one line, something.
Gotta say
Give
something,
him,
dog.
yeah, give him a little jab. Ali, bro, give him a little jab. Let him know. Listen, I ain't just gonna take this anyway.
Take that. Nah, we can't. No Diddy. No
Now,
Diddy. No
now
Diddy.
you,
No Diddy.
yeah, you
no
said
Diddy.
it earlier.
No
50.
Diddy. No
Yeah,
Diddy.
you said it earlier, and then you're gonna say, "Take that." That's crazy.
No Diddy. No
That's
Diddy.
crazy. Anyway, man, 60 of them things, stick.
6-0, cuz. We on 60
of them
cuz.
things.
Yes, sir.
Dang,
Yeah, we in here. We in here now, dog.
we in there.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Episode 60. I gotta find a different way to wrap this up. I gotta find a different way to
What's
wrap
wrong
this
with
up.
in the
We gotta
books?
find
What's wrong with the in the books, dog?
nothing's wrong with it. We gotta find a different way to wrap it up.
I fuck with
I'm
it.
be searching, do some soul searching to see if I can find a way to end it off better. But
Gotcha.
anyway, episode 60 in the books. It's been a wrap. Thank you for tuning into Too Complex. Remember that life is oftentimes short and complex. But when it becomes too complex, don't be afraid to lean on those that you love the most to help you find simplicity and balance in life. Stay prayed up in this crazy world, as we have talked about this whole episode. This crazy world. This crazy world. A few requests thrown above can return you peace and sanity. Thanks for loving us and supporting this podcast. It means the world to us. We're sending our love right back to you. Don't forget to subscribe on whatever podcast platform that you're listening to, and also follow us on all of our social media pages. That is YouTube, Instagram, TikTok for now, and Threads. And Threads. And then and as always, if it ain't too complex, it ain't complex at all. Until next time, we will see you when we see you.
Salute.